金色ラブリッチェ。
The first day of winter break.
というわけで、明日には実家に帰るんです。ラジオ体操、次は来年までお預けですね。
Yeah, I think that's really great. Even though Mina-chan had left, I was still early to arise today. Nobody would come to wake me up starting tomorrow, so I could sleep in the morning. And I was thankful for that. The foundation of any extended vacation was lounging around until it was past noon.
お父さんお母さんに会えるのは嬉しいけど、先輩と体操できなくなっちゃうのはな。
Haha, it'll be lonely for me too.
私はしばらく残るから、寂しくなるならラジオ体操するかい？
No, thank you. Winter break was in full swing.
はあ、めんどくせ。
Why are you awake this early?
今日は用事あんの。
She looked even more surly than normal.
最近サボってたから1週間で喉戻さないと。たく。ま、あいつに頼まれたんだから仕方ないけどさ。
She muttered something under her breath, but I couldn't hear it.
あ、お前さ、クリスマスの日は来んの？
Huh?
なんでもね。行くわ。
Sure.
1週間くらい戻んねえから、今年はこれで最後かもな。
Really? If it's only a week, I might still be at the dorm. But if this is the last, then have a happy new year.
ああ。
Ria was acting kind of strangely. She did look put off, but also like she didn't mind so much. What could she have planned over Christmas?
忙しい忙しい。
忙しい忙しい。
What's going on? It was around 10 a.m. I promised to pick up Elle around this time, and the entire estate was all a bustle.
おや、市松殿、おはようございます。バビン。
The old man was rushing around like crazy, and then he rushed his way straight back and...
お茶を持ってまいりました。おくつろぎください。
Thank you. What are you doing? Everyone was running all over.
日本では今月、特に年末を師走と呼ぶそうですね。そして日本は礼節の国。死を走らせてこちらが楽をしているわけにはいかない。
それで最近は騎士員一同、皆移動するときは走ることにしております。
You've got it wrong. Also, you got that information from Sylvie, didn't you?
おはようございます、オーロ。
Morning. We headed into town together. All of the running around they were doing aside, didn't things seem kind of hectic at the estate? With Sylvie out and about, I would have figured those at the estate would have a chance to settle down.
クリスマスに屋敷でちょっとした集まりがあるのですが。
Oh yeah, I guess Sylvie had mentioned that the other day too.
そちらにスペシャルゲストを招けたとかで、催しの予定を大幅に変更することになったのです。それでその用意ですね。
A get-together? What kind?
ちょっとした立食会です。あの屋敷は用時間も兼ねているので人が集まりやすく、かつマスコミをシャットダウンしやすいので、無造無造の話をするのにちょうどいいのでしょうね。
Ah, sounded like a mature gathering of sorts. It didn't quite seem like the same idea as the quote-unquote party Sylvie had been talking about. They obviously wouldn't invite us to a party like that. Actually, Elle, you're going to stay with me on Christmas, right? I'd much sooner be with Elle than go to some party.
はい、その日は一日空けましたので、ずっとオーロといます。正確にはシルビー様にそうご命令されています。日本のクリスマスは恋人同士の日だから、オーロのために使えと。
It made my life easier having such a thoughtful princess around.
シルビー様は立食会で挨拶回りと催しまでさせられて、大変な中やや心苦しいのですが。
There's no way around it. That's just a difference in positions. Sylvie's taking part in the event too?
はい、ピアノの演奏。
Ah, Sylvie's forte, huh? That would double as an easily recognized welcome and as a way to rile up the party. No reason not to, for sure.
本当はそこの有名なテノール歌手を呼ぶ予定だったのですが、シルビー様が日本の芸能人をお招きしたいとおっしゃって、相手方もそれを受けたので屋敷がざわついているのです。
Oh, a Japanese singer.
はい。まあシルビー様の演奏をつけるなど恐れ多いのはどの声楽家でも変わりありませんが、マリアなんとかという歌手を招くことになったとか。
Maria Bishop?
びっくりした。
For real? Maria Bishop will be at that party?
はい、そんな名前でしたね。ずっと要望を出していたのがつい昨日ご本人から承諾をいただけたとかで。どうしましたオーロー。
El One-chan, I have a request.
何ですか気持ちの悪い。
I got Elle to fill me in some more. The party Sylvie mentioned and the mature gathering Elle alluded to earlier were one and the same. I immediately gave the okay. Alright.
喜びすぎです。
Oh, come on! This means I'll get to hear Maria Bishop sing live. She was being invited in place of a tenor singer. That had to mean it was safe to assume she was going to sing. I nearly ascended to heaven from the single time we met before, but this was my chance to hear her perform live. Given Sylvie's connections, maybe I could even talk to her again. Woohoo! Jackpot!
随分と嬉しそうですね。
Well, yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers.
そんなにその女性と会えるのが嬉しいのですか？
Huh? Oh, where did the stormy mood come from? Elle, are you jealous?
嫉妬などしていません。ただ私がいるのに他の女性に会うことをそんなに喜ぶのは違うと思うのです。
No, that's totally unrelated. I'm in love with you, but I'm just a fan of hers.
ファン？よくわかりません。その女性に魅力を抱いているのは事実です。
Huh? This was quickly turning into a pain. Have you never been a fan of anyone?
数百年前、騎士院を起こしたという伝説の騎士には憧れを抱いたことはありますが。
That didn't exactly fit in the same category. Elle's die-hard tendencies had shown themselves, so... Oh well, this side of her was cute, so it was fine by me. I don't mean it like that. I know, you love Sylvie, right?
はい、好きというか尊敬の。
That's roughly the idea, how I feel about Maria. Did that help her to understand? If I had to put it another way, I do love her, but... I would never squeeze. I hugged her. Want to do anything like this to her? I want to do this with you all the time, though. That's the sort of difference, I mean. Does that make sense? Her expression was a little suspect, but... Touch, touch.
オーロ、こんなところで。
A pat on the butt distracted her.
もう、わかりました。納得しておきます。
I'm glad. Looks like I managed to downplay this successfully.
その、最悪私以外にそういうことをしたくなっても構いませんが、私が一番にしておいてくださいね。
Not only are you my number one, you are my only one. Elle had more of a jealous streak than I gave her credit for. That side of her was pretty cute too. Okay, let's forget about all of that and go have some fun. We have a wholesome, day-long date planned.
はい。
This is actually a first for us, isn't it?
前にした時はシルビー様たちに甘えてしまいましたからね。
We'd hang out on our days off, but had never smoothly managed to do so alone. Things were going to work out today, though. We'd already had sex after all. What should we do first? Soba's a given for lunch, but aside from that.
そうですね。日本の娯楽はあまり存じないのですが。
Oh, I've got a good idea in mind given how this conversation is going. Why don't we go to karaoke? It's a place where you sing.
はあ。ああ、聞いたことがあります。仲間内だけで歌うだけの娯楽施設ですね。
You don't hear of it much at all except for in Japan. That's not true. What do you think, Elle? They may not have many foreign songs, though.
いいですよ。面白そうです。
Alright, we would start things off with karaoke. It was shaping up to be a fun day. So, on that note, I could recall something Sylvie had mentioned before.
私とエル、シスア家に入るよう選ばれたのは満場一致で私だったわ。エルにはシスア家には入れないの。シスア家に選ばれることはない。楽団派の人間にはなれない。理由があるのよ。
I had wondered what that meant. And now the answer presented itself for me. Elle had been happily singing since earlier. And it was a good thing. The Japanese word for music was written with a kanji for to enjoy sound after all. As long as she had fun, that was what mattered. Yes. As long as Elle enjoyed herself, that was enough. Huh? What? I took my earplugs out.
楽しいですね、カラオケ。私気に入りました。
I couldn't ask for anything more.
オーロ、まだ歌わないのですか？
Yeah, I'm still good for now. You sing, Elle. My semicircular canals were still reeling too much to stand.
では、お言葉に甘えて、次の曲、ピッ。
Elle having fun was most important.
楽しかったです。
I had a good time too.
そうですか？全然歌わないし、最後の方はずっとトイレに行っていましたが。
Oh, Well, you have lots of drinks at karaoke, so bathroom breaks are to be expected. Yup.
そうですか。
By the way, Jean? Not again. What? What's he talking about? Elle, is there anything else you'd like to do?
そうですね。次はお蕎麦屋さんとして、その次は。
After we finished lunch at the soba restaurant, I felt queasy for some reason, so I was grateful it went down smoothly. Next was the school. We somehow wound up at the usual place. Winter break was in session, so some clubs had been meeting up. But even then, it was still a school for rich girls. There weren't many clubs going legitimately all out, and the overall tone was clearly relaxed, but...
実は、前々からやりたいことがあったのです。オーロも剣を覚えませんか？
I wasn't sure if this was unexpected or fitting in a sense coming from Elle, but it was a dicey development either way. You're saying I should give fencing a try? If it would help reinvigorate Elle to continue fencing, then I didn't mind. Or so I thought.
いえ、フェンシングではなく。
Elle didn't bring back one of the springy types they usually used for fencing, but a sword with a real, solid blade. This was a rapier.
儀礼用の模造刀です。切れはしませんが、目をつくと危ないので注意して。
Okay. I took it from her. Elle grabbed one of her own.
合わせてください。
War. She took a light swing at me, so I met her swipe. They made a nice metallic clang on impact.
続けて。
I will. Despite how clumsy and surprised I was, we continued to clash above, below, to the left and right. Up, down, right, left, up, down, right, left. She repeated the same movements in a set sequence. The way we clanged our swords together was fun. It reminded me of a sword fight.
次はオーロから。
Okay. I swung up, down, right and left in order. Elle naturally responded with pinpoint accuracy. Each clash came with a nice clang and sent a pleasant recoil through my arm.
儀式演舞というものです。
I like it. So it was like taking practice shots in the swordsmanship sense? It would be crude to use in a real match, but it was fun to do and gave the sense I had gotten stronger in the process.
ちょっと早くしますよ。
Okay. The speed at which our blades clashed increased. I countered Elle's strikes as best as I could. And then... Dwa! I wasn't able to keep up when I went to strike her on the right, lost my grip and dropped my sword onto the floor.
とまあ、こうやって勝敗がつくわけです。
Oh, it had certainly piqued my interest. The whole idea was to clash the points of our swords, not to strike out at our opponent's openings. However, by raising one's speed, your opponent couldn't remain in sync and would flub on the timing. That was how we would compete. You didn't direct your blade at the opponent and only clashed swords, so the risk involved was quite low.
今の1の方、他に上下左右の順番を入れ替えて、そうですね、2と3の方まで作りましょう。攻撃側は1、2、3、どの方で行くのか申告して、それで打ち合います。防御側が対応できなかったら負けというルールです。
I see what you're saying. I only had to keep the one pattern in mind, but I was a bit slower when we started the second routine. However, any amount of hesitation meant you couldn't keep up with your opponent and you would lose instantly. It was a lot like a game of "Hey look, that way," which turned a rock, paper, scissors win condition into a turn-taking system.
どうです？続けますか？
Yeah, sounds like fun.
では。
We put on goggles and long sleeves, and Elle brought thigh pads for some additional protection. Unlike kendo and fencing, this was more like a game, but we totally lost ourselves in it. Hey, hey.
どうです？
It's fun. Although we ended up clashing our swords to 5 different patterns, even an amateur like me is winning more than I would have thought.
基本はじゃんけんですから。
Our score was around 2 to 8. Given our skill gap in fencing, I would never win 20% of matches based on pure sword handling speed. But since I could take turns launching a one-sided offense, I actually had a major chance at victory. An amateur like me could defeat a pro like Elle. How could I not have fun?
よかった。ようやく私にもオーロを楽しませられることが見つかりました。
We must have been pretty immersed. By the time we headed home, the sun had already set. Elle intended on making me dinner again, so we headed back to my place. What do they call what we just did?
わかりません。というか、多分名前はないかと。本来は騎士が剣を使ってやる儀式演舞のようなもので、勝負事ではないのです。礼節の意味でも勝負としての名はないかと。私たちの間では単純に演舞と呼んでいましたね。
You could learn the rules of a game even if you don't know the name of it. Let's play that game. Yeah, that one would get the point across.
本当は剣に礼節を問われるべき騎士のこと、遊びで剣を交えるのは良くないのですが。
Elle grinned. Ah, now it all fit together. Was the person you were with when you called them drills Sylvie? Nailed it.
まだ騎士院にいた頃のシルが一番好んだ遊びでした。騎士として軽々しく行ってはいけないのですが、思えばあの頃からシルビー様は騎士としては生きられなかったやもしれませんね。
It must have already been set in stone which of them would go to the Sissuas by then. I see. A game from back when Elle and Sylvie were still sisters, huh? Was Sylvie strong?
とても。結局あの頃、あちらが勝ち続けてそのまま別れたので、通算成績では惨敗していることになりますね。
Elle sounded a little lonesome.
風が出てきましたね。
We were both sweaty, so it was freezing. Let's hurry over to my place.
はい。それで、今日の夕飯なのですが、ちょっと時間をかけてもいいですか？お腹空いてないでしょうか？
I'm fine for right now. Why?
オーロが前に褒めてくれたクリームシチュー、今日は目いっぱい凝ったものを作ろうかと。
She had apparently brought the ingredients already. She took them out of the fridge. There were ingredients way more luxurious than usual, like smoked bacon, gigantic potatoes, and otherwise.
ただこれ、煮込むのに2時間かかるのです。
2 hours from now, huh?
すいません。本当はもっと早くかかる予定だったのですが。
We did spend a lot of time sword fighting at the dojo. If it's a dish you're proud of, I'd love to try it. I don't mind waiting.
はい。
With that, we decided to wait for dinner. In the meantime, I took a shower to wash the sweat away. Phew, warmed myself up.
風に注意してくださいね。さて、では私もお風呂をいただきます。
Should I keep an eye on the stew?
はい。あとは2時間置けばいいので、そのままにしておいてください。
Elle headed to the bathroom. The stew was left bubbling over a gentle flame and gave off a wonderful smell. Nothing to do. I heard the gentle plunk of Elle getting into the bathtub. Coming in!
オーロ、何ですか一体。
Being left alone made me feel kind of down, so I thought I'd warm myself back up.
なんでこのタイミングで。わかりました。では今出ますから、ちょっと待っていてください。
If you do that, you'll catch a cold. Didn't you say be careful not to catch a cold? We need to find a way so neither of us will get sick then. Don't you think our only choice is to get in together?
なくない？じゃないです。オーロ、何のつもりで。そのギンギンなものを見たらだいたいわかりますが。
I had a blast with our rapier showdown earlier, so I thought it might be fun to swing my Japanese sword around for a bit. No, Elle, don't get the wrong idea. It's not that I want to do anything naughty.
信用できますか？
I mean it. I swear. I won't lay a hand on you. But we are dating. If it's in a genuinely pure sense, wouldn't it be nice to at least take a bath together? Now, let's wash that back of yours, my princess. I'll scrub you down, so turn this way.
一言目から矛盾しています。
Okay, I think I'll make a cut here, so I'll see you in a second. We got her warmed back up, then after wiping her down, we headed out. Our lovemaking took about an hour and a half, which meant the stew would be pretty much perfect in another half hour. With a few tears in her eyes, Elle said,
お尻のアナルセックス、なんだかちょっと怖くなりました。
You looked like you were enjoying it though.
だからです。気持ちよすぎて 降りるタイミングがもうオーロ、お尻が癖になったらどうするのです。
Why not go ahead and do just that?
困ります。
Elle was angry. However, doing it anally meant we had drastically reduced the risk of Elle getting pregnant. I had wondered how the sex ban would work out, especially coming from someone as straight-laced as Elle. But I guess I didn't need to worry about it as much as I originally thought.